Hi guys, it's your girl B Michelle coming at you with another Dollar Tree DIY. So I'm starting with these frames here, and I laid out a design that I thought I'd like to have. So basically I'm just taking the frames, just laid them out on the floor, just kind of stacking them on top of the other. There's no particular design, just randomly stack them. So these are the frames that I'm actually using. They kind of have like maybe like a whitewash kind of stain to them, and they're not real wood, of course. They seem like I can't think of the name that you call this. Kind of like that pressed cardboard. I don't know the name of it, but this little, you can leave it like it is if you wanted to. I mean, they're really cute little frames here. They have different sayings on each one. But basically it's just a little piece of plastic, and I pull the plastic out and it just pops right out. So, and I'm also taking the little string here that holds it so you can hang it on the wall, and I'm leaving those little hooks on there. You can take those off if you desire to do that. So basically just laying them out just randomly, and just showing you how it looks on the back. And basically I'm taking some hot glue and I'm going to glue all of these frames together. You can also use the E6000 or Fix All, whatever type of strong glue that you desire to use. I'm basically just using a hot glue, but if you want it to last longer, definitely use a stronger glue. So I'm just lifting up with the pattern that I have laid out. And I'm just lifting, and I'm just making sure that I glue down every piece that's actually touching another frame. So I'm just slightly lifting as I glue a piece down. I slightly lift it to glue down another section. So you just want to make sure that every point that's touching another frame is glued. So it's easier if you use a stronger glue. That way you can just set it, and you can put as much glue as you want and just set it and just let it sit overnight or for 24 hours to allow that type of glue to dry. That process may be a bit easier than actually using this hot glue, because I'm just gluing and the glue dries quicker. So I have to lift up and then place some hot glue. So it may be easier to use the other glue. Just make the process is just going to be a little bit longer. So here I'm just showing you, I took all the packaging off of the frames and took the plastic piece out. So basically just going around and gluing every piece down. So basically you just want to have a layer that's going to be flat against the floor or whatever surface that you're going to be using, and you just want to take the other frames and just randomly, basically the first layer is kind of randomly placed, and then the second layer you just want to go over it and just randomly place it to your liking. Design it however you see fit. Do it however you like to do it. This is a pretty big frame here, so I'm making one big frame basically. And another tip is to make sure that your frames touch like on the ends. I did need a couple more frames to kind of fill in, because I did use like a little you can use a craft stick if you need to, but I use like one of those little game pieces, like the little Jenga game pieces that you can get from the Dollar Tree. Of course, I had a bunch of those from previous projects. So I used one of those to kind of fill in where the two pieces weren't joined together, just to give it more stability. Because I turned it over once I glued the pieces. At least I thought I had all the pieces glued. All the pieces weren't glued. So when I flipped it over, some of the pieces came apart. So you just want to make sure that all of your frames are kind of touching some kind of way, especially, well, more so on the ends. Want to make sure that they're kind of touching, linked together some kind of way to keep you from having the frames to fall apart on you like mine did, which I'll show you guys that in the video once I caught myself gluing all of the pieces down, which all of them weren't glued down. You'll see in just a moment. You also can use make candle holders and put candles in between some of these squares here. I started to do that, but then I was like, well, the wall that I originally intended on putting it on, I wanted to have it going vertical. And when I took it to that wall, it was a little bit too wide for that particular wall. So I did not put the candle holders on there in case I wanted to have the option to put it on another wall and do it horizontally. So I just opted not to do that. You can do that if you want to. I actually was gonna use the little strings. I don't know. It was some kind of material. It wasn't like a wire material, but it was a little hard material that they used on the back of these frames to put it on the wall, hang it on the wall. I was going to use those and some little, it was like in the school supply section. I was going to paint some of those little plastic metal, what you call it, pen holders. I was going to paint some of those and make a sconce out of them and actually hook some of the candles in between some of these little squares, but I opted not to do that. So anyway, that's an option. You can do that. So basically, as you can see here, there is space there. You can see where it's already starting to divide, but that's where I said you would need to make sure that your frames are touching at some point, because I should have had these frames connected at some point to prevent this from happening. And plus, I didn't have all of my frames glued down. So, of course, with me not having all of the frames glued down completely, as well as that not being secured by the frames touching some kind of way, of course, it fell apart. So that is something that you can possibly avoid. So, or you can use craft sticks if you want to, whatever design you lay out. If all of yours doesn't touch, if you want to use a little craft stick here and there, you're free to do that. And I started to do that, but then I was like, well, I don't really want all the craft sticks to show, but I do have one of those little game pieces that I used to fill in that one little section where the pieces did not connect. And I wish I had a couple of more frames to just join the two ends together. But when I did leave while I was doing this project, and I tried to go to the Dollar Tree to see if I can find two more. Of course, they did not have any. Once I have it all secure, I also stood everything up and I looked for spaces to make sure that every piece was glued, because I want this to stay secure. Like I said, you can use a stronger glue if you want it to last longer, but it gives it more stability when all of the pieces are glued together. So as you can see, as I'm flipping this over, you can see that it kind of wiggles a little bit. And this is where I say you need to have some frames that connect the two end pieces together, so you don't have that space in between there. I like the look of the space that's in between there, but for more stability, it's better to have a frame that connects those pieces together on the ends, so you won't have this wobble effect. But again, these are Dollar Tree frames. They're not going to be the best quality. For those of you that say this is cheap Dollar Tree junk, it's not going to be the best quality. These are options for people that want to have a more affordable look in their home. So for those people that can afford to buy whatever it is that you desire to have in your home, do that. But for everyone else that desires to have a cheaper or inexpensive look that still looks good, this is for them. You can leave it this color if you want, depending on the type of the color of your walls. On my walls, it didn't work well because it just kind of blended in with the color of the wall. So I'm actually going to spray paint mine gold. So I'll show you the finished result. Oh, so I forgot to show you, to hang this on the wall, I'm actually going to use the command strips. You can also use those little hooks that were already on the frames itself, but you'll just need to know where to place little nails or whatever to hang those on the wall. But I'm going to use the command strips. So basically, to use the command strips, you just want to take the two pieces together and join the two Velcro pieces together, and you take one side and you peel the paper off, attach it to your object, and press it against the object. And then you'll take the paper off of the other side, and you'll press it up against the wall. So basically I'm just putting these on the bottom layer of the frames. This is turned on the on the back side. So I'm putting it on the frame that's actually going to touch the wall because you have 2 layers here. And you can make 3 layers if you want to. You can use as many of these frames as you desire to use. But basically I'm just placing these on the bottom layer, because those are going to be the points that actually touch the wall. So basically that's it, and I'm going to take this outside and spray paint it. And you do want to leave that paper on there. You can wait to put these, if you spray paint yours, you can wait and do the command strips last. I wasn't planning on spray painting it at first, but it didn't work well with my wall color. So I put these on here at first, and then of course I had to go outside and spray paint. So you want to do these last, or either leave the paper on there. Don't peel the paper off. So this is the final look. After I spray painted mine, I used the Rustolium Ultra Coverage in Metallic Gold. So this is how it looks. I like the way it came out. So basically that's it, you guys. If you like this look, please give it a thumbs up and leave me comments if you want. And also, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel and you want to continue to see more content from my channel, please hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that I upload. I want to thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you for all of your wonderful comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. So until next time, you guys, bye.